ba da ba ding da da do da da do I do da ding ba da do da do I do da ding ba da do da do I do da ding ba da do da do I do da ding da da do da do I do da ding ba da do da do I do da ding da da do da do I do da ding ba da do da do I do da ding da da do da do I do da ding ba da do da do I do da ding da da do da I do that ain't bada 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 do da. I was about 21. I felt like religion was all bullshit, spirituality was all bullshit. I thought it was all just crap, and it was all just like, this is real, so I believe in this. But my dad is very spiritual. He goes to an ashram every day, well, pretty much 5-6 days a week, and he meditates a lot. And he would always tell me these things, and I remember the first time he made me understand there was more than just the physical world was when he asked me, he said, think about the earliest memory that you have. So I think about the earliest memory. He's like, what is the same, what's the one thing that's not changed from then to now?
Where would you prefer to get up in the morning?
That's easy. Basically, my house in Melbourne. Me and Flower Fairy, we bought a house 2 years ago, and it's in a forest, an hour away from the city in Melbourne, and it's very beautiful. There's lots of trees. We have amazing oxygen there, and there's also what's it called? There's a place where we get our water from, basically. It comes out of the earth. What are they called? I forgot the name. I haven't been speaking English lately. Anyway, my house in Melbourne is where I'd love to wake up every single day for the rest of my life, if I had a choice.
Okay, why is it important for you?
It's also very simple. I mean, my job is to bring the party to the people. I come late at night and I get on stage and I perform and I take energy from the atmosphere and I project it out to the people, and I make the people dance, and I project, and I kind of telepathically engage with all of these people. And I do that 4-5 days a week, and it's very stressful, and it's very stressful on my mind, on my body. Even now I'm a little bit sick because I've been doing so many shows. And so when I finish, I don't want to have to be, when I get home, I don't want to be in a flat in the middle of the city where all the chaos is still happening. I want to go to the peace and quiet of the mountains. I do Qigong, which is similar to Tai Chi, and I do yoga, and I do a lot of meditation, and I eat very clean food. My Flower Fairy, she is a nutritionist, actually, and so she gives me lots of minerals and proteins and vitamins, natural stuff, and I spend time just relaxing and regenerating.
What would you do on your last day in life?
As long as I'm with my Flower Fairy, it doesn't matter. If I'm at home with my Flower Fairy, as long as I'm with her, that's all I would need.
In what way would it be different, just like an ordinary day? Imagine the last of their last day.
Well, it's interesting you ask this because my days are never ordinary. My days are always moving around, always quite stressful. So for me, if I could go home and spend one last day with my lady in the easiest possible way, like normally what we do is we wake up, we do Qigong, so we do breathing exercises, we engage with the world around us.
where we make like a protein shake with lots of proteins and vitamins and minerals and stuff in them. We drink that. Then we do some exercise, usually, for like 40 minutes, 50 minutes, do some exercise. Then we have lunch, and we have a really lovely lunch, and we sit outside and just enjoy the peace and quiet. And I would love, this is what I would definitely do for my last day. Then we do some work, usually. She does some study, and I go to the studio, but I probably, if it was my last day, we wouldn't do that. We would maybe get some friends to come over and hang out and maybe listen to some music and chill out. And we would just pretty much cuddle up on the sofa together and just talk. And that's what we usually do, we just talk shit for hours.
Will you let her know that that's the last day? Or any of your friends? Okay, this is my last day.
Probably not. Probably if it was mine and not their last day, I probably wouldn't tell them, just otherwise it would make things a bit of a downer. I just like enjoy the day with them.
Okay, and the last moment, at the end of the day?
Just kiss my lady on the lips and give her a nice hug.
It's possible to love someone and not treat them in the way that you want. It's possible to see your eyes see the devil in disguise with another front end. It's possible to change this world, revolutionize the force and good. It's possible to educate the next generation, never rule the world. The changing times of the 21st century means nothing to me, cause I would rather be at the beginning of time. Earth would be mine, living in luxury, discovering a world out there, believing in the sun, earth, water and air, take me there, so I can see the world bloom, standing on a sea cliff, howling at the moon, creating a world for the open-minded, a unique perception of truth inside it. I know we could find it, it's just a matter of where and when we collectively decided. The world is not a vicious place, it's just the way we've been raised, discovering time and space. I know that we could make a change, rearrange the way that we appreciate the world today.
Do you usually communicate somehow or think things?
All the time, every day. Every day. You could, some people would be calling it praying. I don't particularly pray to a God. I don't have a particular text that I read or that I've been taught, but I don't see God as a man in a cloud with a white fluffy beard. That's not how I see God. I see vibration is God, because what is the universe made of? The universe is made of vibration. It's made of atoms which are made of vibration. So vibration is our creator. We are all made of vibration, whether it's light, which is a vibration, or sound is a vibration. And those two, light and sound, are the two most obvious vibrations that exist on our planet. It's the two things that we can see and we can hear. And so it's more, you can feel the vibration much stronger. So I think if there was a messiah to our God, it would be music and light, basically. So that's how I see the universe. So when every day I'm always thinking about, I'm always connecting with the universe and thanking the universe for giving me the opportunity to be here. And I do that every day.
And involving into these two things into your life, music and vibration.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's more than just music and light, but those are the two. I think music is a very powerful form of vibration, and that's why humans connect with it so much. I mean, then you could also ask the question, what is art, or what is a thought made of? What's a thought made of? It's like in the quantum physics world, they believe it's all comes down to what comes before. What comes before atoms and vibration. It's like what holds the universe together. But if we talk about that, then we could be here for days. So let's not go down that route.
Okay. Oh yeah. What's the most inexplicable thing concerning life on Earth?
Most inexplicable thing?
Yeah.
Probably the fact that time is speeding up. As you grow older, from when you're a child, life is really slow. And then as you get older, you experience more, and you have more time on Earth, and then everything just gets faster and faster and faster and faster and faster until all of a sudden things just go. And I think us as human beings, that happens, but also I feel like the universe is ultimately speeding up as well. Things are going so much faster than 100 years ago. Life was pretty chilled out. Nowadays, there's just so much information constantly going around. And the most inexplicable thing, I guess you could say, is the fact that we're just drowning in information and speed, the speed of this information that's coming at us. So much happening. It's very stressful to our bodies. It's a very unnatural thing that we surround ourselves with so much, you know, electricity and so much, you know, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all these stuff that's very unnatural to our bodies. And I guess, you know, we need it to communicate, and we need it to keep ourselves, I guess, moving forward. But, you know, take it or leave it. It's just, it's something that's there, and that's probably the most inexplicable thing I can think of.
And what's the solution? Okay, because I guess it's a two-sided or a biased question. Okay, because on the one hand, it's great, I guess, being in this flow and having a lot of information and communicating all the time. But on the one hand, we miss something. So there is something wrong with it. What shall we do?
Well, I think that remain as genuine to my own beliefs as possible. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do, but you do that for the greater good. You know, I don't particularly, I could have worked with some companies that would have given me a lot of money, but I don't agree with their product. So I said no. The way I choose to work with those kind of companies as sponsorships is I ask myself, is it something that I use, or is it something that I would use? If the answer is yes, then I'll happily take their money and work with them. If it's a thing that I do not agree with in any way, then I just say no. It doesn't matter how much money on the table, I just say no, because then I can live with myself.
What other things, or what can humanity learn from you, apart from
I don't think I could teach humanity anything personally. I think I learn from humanity. My knowledge comes from observing humanity. It doesn't come from somewhere else, you know what I mean? I couldn't teach humanity anything it doesn't already know, you know? I just try and look at what's going on and make my own decision and ask myself truly how I feel about it, and that's my answer. But you know, mine could be completely different to what somebody else believes and who lives in a completely different situation. You know, if anything, everybody's, I said this earlier, but everybody's universe makes sense to them, you know? And I think a lot of people don't realize that. They try and put their beliefs onto other people. So I don't know. There's nothing I could teach humanity except, you know, that they should think for themselves and try and work it out. Actually ask themselves questions.
What is your life message?
My life message?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you could say the main message that I've tried to promote more than anything is positivity, because I feel like it's very easy to be negative in music, especially in the world that I live in with hip hop and drum and bass and all of that stuff. People use negative energy as like the way to be powerful, and I think negativity is a very powerful weapon. It's very strong, and it looks cool to a lot of people, and all of that. But I think there's too much of that in society, and I feel like the media promotes a lot of too much sexual energy and too much negative energy. So I try to bring positive, wholesome energy to the table, and I feel like, you know, it's working because I've got lots of fans, and it kind of proves that you don't have to be negative and sexual to become popular. You know, that would be my number one message. But also, I also try to encourage people to think for themselves. That's one of my strong messages, is self-empowerment. Don't just go with the flow. Don't just do what everyone else is doing. Ask yourself, do you really, truly agree with whatever it is you're about to do? Because some people just go and do it, you know? And that's going against your true self-purpose in life. That's how you end up in a shitty apartment eating shitty breakfast at a shitty job, because you're just doing what the majority does and you think that's what you should do. So I try to encourage people to be, you know, genuine and think for themselves and stay positive. That's my true message, I guess.
I only ever hear one song on the radio, and all the false reality on those TV shows. So I just hit my pedal, let the bass lines flow. Open your mind or I'll show you the door. Just shut your eyes so your soul doesn't know. Shuffle your feet on the dance floor, let yourself go. Show the bare minimal, cause love is sublime and not subliminal. Ay, long division is outside.
All the issues concerning religion, in my opinion, are irrelevant to the problem. The problem is people would rather be miserable than be happy. They let any opportunity they can to complain. A lot of the time people use that. So if it's religion or it's work or if it's the traffic or TV or the football, they have, as soon as they have an opportunity to go, oh, I'm pissed off and I'm suffering, and that's the ego. You know, that's why I believe in spirituality, because spirituality is all about getting rid of the ego. Religion doesn't really focus on the ego. In fact, religion preys on the ego. It hones in a lot of the time. You know, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff we're saying, let yourself go, just give yourself to the Lord and all of that stuff, and that's kind of letting go of your ego as well, because you're allowing a higher force to be in control. And that's like basic, because a lot of people, their ego, they want to be in control. That's the big problem. But I think, you know, if we took ego out of every human being on the planet, then all the religious problems would just disappear. There would be none. The only thing is people's own ego blocking them from accepting something that is also probably right. That's the only real issue, really. Right? I think. Don't ask me, I'm an idiot.